Welcome guys to Legend of Sky Wars. Today I'm going to be talking about the chat filter because I've wanted to talk about the chat filter for a long time, honestly, because no one gets the chat filter right, not even Hypixel. So like, let's start off with what the chat filter basically is. The chat filter is like, it's like a do not trespass sign, you know? It's not going to stop anyone from trespassing, but if anyone does trespass and they get arrested and they're like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to trespass, the cops are just going to point at this giant no trespass sign and be like, nice excuse, bro. Time for jail. Alright, there's a guy here. Oh. Nope. Alright, we got him. Got this gear. Oh, no. Death approaches. Death approaches. Death approaches. Death approaches. Up. And goodbye. Hey. That's not happening. That's not happening. Alright. Any more death approaching? Nope, we should be good. Where are the chests at? Oh, we broke them. That explains a lot. Hey! That worked out. Now we're gonna go down here. Get these chests. That's what the chat filter is. It's just a sign, bro. It ain't gonna stop anyone from chatting what they want, but it's gonna tell them they're not supposed to. So they don't got no excuse. But everyone that makes a chat filter seems to think, nope, I am the chosen one. This chat filter is going to be the greatest filter of all time. It's gonna solve society's problems, and I'm just gonna stop you right there. It ain't gonna happen. I don't say this very often, but give up on your dreams, dude. It's impossible. And it worked out in the end. All right, because the chat filter, it ain't gonna do anything by itself, man. It's just a program. Well, I mean, programs obviously can like do stuff by themselves, but still. The chat filter, it's not sentient. It's not gonna actually do anything. Now, what the point of the chat filter is, it's just like, it's a warning shot, you know? It tells people you're not supposed to do this, and if they continue to do it, if they find a way around the chat filter, because let's be honest, the chat filter, it ain't gonna stop anyone from saying what they want. It's gonna make a half-hearted attempt to warn them. Like, if someone wants to say, like, swear words in the chat, they're gonna say swear words in the chat. Your chat filter ain't gonna stop them. They're gonna put, like, a dash, 2 dashes, like, you know, a poem by Shakespeare in between one of the letters. They're gonna find a way. It's gonna happen. So, you can't actually stop them. That's not the point of the chat filter. You can just warn them. The way you stop them is with manual punishments. You know, you get a moderator in there to punish them. We got our back to the block here, so we don't have to take knockback anymore. It's all a strategy. Good game. Wait, we got 7 kills? What? That's ridiculous. But anyhow, back to the whole no trespassing sign analogy. The no trespassing sign it isn't anything, you know? It's a warning. It isn't gonna enforce anything by itself. And I know there's a couple servers out there that are like, well, actually, our filter automatically punishes people, which is just such a bad idea. Oh my god. Anyhow, let me just... Goodbye. Like, oh. Free stuff. Wow, that shit... His mid-just was so bad. Oh dear lord. Anyhow. It ain't gonna enforce anything by itself. The whole point is, it's a warning. The moderators are gonna be the ones that actually do any sort of enforcement, because they are the police. And so... This is an important note. Just keep that in mind. So, a lot of the time when people are making a filter, they think, well, this filter is going to stop people from saying things. And that's just false. If people want to say things, they're going to say things. What actually is going to stop them is them knowing, well, it's not going to completely stop them, but the only chance you have of actually stopping them is if you back it up with moderators that are gonna mute them. You know, you can't, the no trespassing sign doesn't mean anything if they know, oh, well, no cop's gonna arrest me, if it's like not even against the law or whatever. It's not gonna deter them. And so this is why the chat filter, this is where the execution goes wrong, because the chat filter, if it's blocking things that moderators aren't actually gonna care about, then it's being, you know, obtrusive and useless. I mean, there's a lot of to keep this word in mind. Moron. Moron is considered a swear word on the Hypixel network. The chat filter will not allow you to say moron. It's gonna be like, nope, that's a swear word. You can't swear. Do you really think a moderator is gonna swear? Is gonna mute someone for saying moron? I don't think they are. Perhaps they are. and things like accusations, like calling hacks on someone, saying someone is killer, those get blocked by the chat filter. But do you think moderators mute every single person who calls hacks? Or even, like, any of them? No. Okay, this is a bad... Oh, never mind, he went up. The problem is he had the low ground. I couldn't actually knock back him. But then he's like, nope, he was very nice. He ran up and made sure I could just one-tap him off. Hey! Goodbye. Good game. So yeah, this is where the chat filter goes wrong. The chat filter by itself, with no support from the mods, is nothing. Like, at all. And at least half of the things the chat filter actually blocks, you know the moderators aren't backing it up. You can't even, like, pretend, like, things like, moron, things like calling hacks in the chat. You know the mods ain't gonna mute you for that. There's not even a question in your mind. Like, well, I said this guy hacks in the chat. I'm gonna get muted. Hope I don't have a lot of infractions. I'm gonna get permanently banned because I called it. No. There's not even the illusion. Okay, it's not... Oh, this guy's already up here? Well, good for him, you know. He took initiative. I can respect that. I'm gonna throw him off a cliff the second I can, but I can still respect him. Okay, let me just not get stabbed. You made a mistake. And goodbye. And you next. Get that guy out of here. And then this guy out of here as well. Is everyone dead? Can I go back to living a normal life? See, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Chat filter stopped him so much. Now let's just remove the F word because they might actually punish the F word. I could believe that. I'm not. That's actually something I could see them enforcing. But do you think if he just said hacks, do you think he'd get muted? No. Well, I mean, maybe they do mute. I'm assuming not, though. I don't think they have the staff power to even consider that, and I don't think they would even if they did. Maybe I'm wrong, in which case it's a completely separate issue if I'm just muting for the smallest things. But, like, oh. Hello. Didn't see you there. Welcome to my humble home. And goodbye. See, that guy was trespassing. Anyhow. Get diamond pants. Yes, we do. And now we look beautiful. Alright. This guy, Mr_Green 2006. So anyhow, the chat filter, most of what it says, most of what it blocks isn't actually enforced, and so it's completely meaningless. And I know I get told this, like, well, we want people to not call hacks in the chat, or, you know, like, we want people to stop being toxic. But the truth is, the chat filter isn't even going to begin to make a difference. I know you're thinking, well, it doesn't do any bad. It actually does. So, you know, let's say the goal is to stop people from being mad in the chat. Well, blocking their chat doesn't actually make people less mad, you know? It makes them actually more mad. It's actually extremely frustrating to have your message blocked by the filter. And if they already know the moderators aren't going to do anything about it, do you really think the filter is going to stop them? Do you think they're going to be, like, extra mad, but now they're not going to call someone a moron in the chat? No, now they're going to call them a moron, but they're going to get even more mad about it, you know? It's just an extra thing to aggravate them. I don't really understand why people think this is going to stop people being toxic in the chat, because it just makes them more mad, and it's not going to get reinforced by any sort of moderator decision, so it's not going to do anything. No one's going to be like, well, I'm really mad, I'm going to call this guy a moron. The chat filter blocked it. Well, guess I'm not going to call him a moron. Guess I'm going to be his best friend. No. It ain't going to stop them. And the same with accusations. You think someone's going to be, like, upset and call hacks, and the chat filter's going to be like, you can't call hacks, and they're just not going to call hacks. No, they're going to type it slightly differently 2 seconds later. It's going to be fine. And also, there's an additionally aggravating thing the chat filter does. If your message gets blocked by the chat filter and you're a non-VIP, so you can only chat every 3 seconds, that counts. That resets the 3-second timer. So if you try to chat, if you're a fast typer and you try to chat soon after the filter blocked you, it goes, well, you chatted recently, even though, no, you didn't. You got blocked. Which, by the way, is just chain aggravation. Oh, let me just not get stabbed by this guy. That's just, like, the chat. Nothing is more aggravating than having the chat block your messages like several times in a row. Let me tell you that. It ain't fixing anything. But anyhow, yeah, that's the aggravation factor. But there's also another factor that I haven't brought up yet, is the fact that the chat filter, the more things you add to the chat filter, the more responsive you make it to like trying to bypass it. Like maybe it'll just ignore a character placed in the way or something like that. The more you do things like that, the more intrusive the chat filter becomes. And by intrusive, I mean it starts oh, don't stab me, don't stab me, okay. By intrusive, I mean it starts blocking people trying to say completely innocuous things that aren't against the rules, like the contraption heal, he will. That gets blocked because like you're trying to say hell, oh no! And there's so many statements where I'll try to say something, and then it'll go like, you can't swear in the chat, and I'll look at the statement, and there's no swear. I don't even know what, like, it thinks is a swear. It's a long sentence. I don't know what's going on. Because you see, the more you add to the chat filter, the more it just blocks normal people, you know? It blocks, off the map you go. Noob. That's a quote right there. Noob for Nandoxy DLC. Put it as your senior yearbook quote. Actually, don't. Oh boy, a wood sword. Trying to knock him into the lava. I'm not sure how this is going to manage it, but I have dreams. Oh, for a second I thought he just threw out all his armor. I was like, yay! I have a chance! Oh, he had blocks. Sweet. Aha! Now is the time to strike. So we're gonna go like this, and hope he doesn't own any projectiles. And then we're gonna be like, psych! He's gonna dump lava on himself. He's a genius strategist. All right, let's go up here. Because this guy wants to fight us. And this guy is here. Look at him. He's got a beautiful helmet. He's about to get stabbed in the back, though, which hopefully will send him off the map. Never mind, the guy. Beautiful. Alright. So we're going to wait here for this guy to pull something. We'll, hello, best friend. Any blocks in here? Uh-oh. Let's go up here. See, that's the thing the chat filter does. The more you add to the chat filter, the more it's just gonna start blocking things that just shouldn't be blocked at all. It's an inevitable side. It's an inevitable consequence. The more stuff the chat filter is told to look out for, the more just completely. Nope. And goodbye. Hey, what? No, that's not how this is. That's not how this. Oh my god, I hate my life. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hate my life. Nope. Off the map you go. Please take some knockback. Death, 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 death. Death approaches very swiftly. Death, death, death. I am so dead. Ha 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 ha! Eat it! Ha ha ha! Oh, that was so satisfying. Yes. Ha ha ha. Yes. I would have been so mad if I lost that game. It's like I shoved him off the map and he just teleports back up like psych and starts stabbing me in the face. Nope. Nope, ain't accepting it. Anyhow, guys, that was my opinion on the chat filter. I'm sure I forgot some ascent. Oh, yeah, the thing I forgot to say was the fact that the chat filter is just this massive gray zone now. Because, you know, like, two-thirds of the thing the chat filter blocks definitely aren't going to get punished by the mods. So you start to wonder, wait, what things do the mods actually care about? And so it's just this massive gray zone. So you're not even clear on what stuff you're actually, well, I mean, you're not supposed to say any of these stuff, but let's be honest. No one cares if you're not willing to enforce it. It's like when the mods say, like, oh, well, auto tip is not allowed, but we won't ban you. That doesn't mean anything. That's a meaningless statement. Like, you're not allowed to do this, but let me tell you ahead of time, we're gonna do absolutely nothing if you do. I don't want to be mean, but people, they think they're gonna save the day with the chat filter. It doesn't do anything unless you're willing to back it up. And if you're willing to have moderators, like, you know, mute for accusations or whatever, like if you're pulling a bad line, that's fine. But the chat filter can't do it alone, man. You gotta have the chat filter's back. And also the chat filter block and things like that, it also relies on the premise that, like, people calling each other morons in the chat or people calling hackers in the chat, it relies on the assumption that those are inherently bad things that action needs to be taken against. But I disagree with that. But that's a separate conversation that really only needs to be had when the chat filter is actually stopping these things from happening, which it's clearly not. Anyhow, that's just my opinion, so hopefully I don't get destroyed. But if you guys have a different opinion or you want to agree with me, leave a comment. I love when people agree with me. It reinforces my echo chamber a lot. It's great. Anyhow, leave a like, pad my YouTube stats maybe. That was another episode. I've been in the lobby for a long time. This is Awkward. Peace!